All right, hey everybody, welcome back to
Not the eBay shop.
Not the eBay Shop. I'm Corey,
I'm Teresa.
and we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and today we're going to do another one of those not so normal videos.
Because we're not so normal.
Nope, we're going to talk about shipping, some of the do's and don'ts, and a little bit of how we do our shipping, and we're bringing a guest on.
We are. We are going to chat with Beach by Repeat, Amy from
Yep.
Virginia.
So check out her channel, and we're just going to jump right into the shipping talk here. But if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of video.
Like, share, hit the ding dong so you get reminded.
That's it. We'll see you inside. All right, so we're going to jump in and start talking about shipping a little bit, and some of the do's and don'ts are how we handle shipping, how Amy handles shipping. And the first question is, there's different types of shipping on eBay, between like calculated or free or flat rate. There's different ways people ship. And which one of those do you use, or which scenarios would you use any of those? Do you use multiple?
Yeah, it depends on, it just depends on the item that I'm listing. Like if it's under a pound, I always do flat rate. Like, like 688. Well, just depending on the size of it, but I'll do like 688 because mostly it's clothes that are under the pound.
Yep.
And I'll do flat rate for that. And
Okay.
then everything else is calculated.
Do you ever use free?
Right? No, never. No. I don't ever do free. I don't like
So
that.
we do calculated on almost everything. We do free. I do free on some of my jewelry. A majority of my jewelry that I have, I do free, but I build it into it. So it's not like it's actually free. I just up the cost. And then our flat rate, we only do on certain stuff. We do flat rate on our blow molds, and we do flat rate on our
Bats.
baseball bats and golf clubs.
Yeah.
Just because calculated
That's-
runs wild on those.
Yep.
And it's where you live too. Like you live dead
yes.
in the middle of the country. So you've got an advantage,
We do. We do.
I could never do that. I could
I was
never
gonna
do
say,
that
out of
because I
our-
live in Virginia.
Well, I'll move to the middle of the country.
Well, we got room for you. There's
For the-
room in South
For the
Dakota.
shipping.
Amy's like, I am not moving there with the snow.
There is snow on the ground already there.
Yes, there
Yeah.
is.
There is.
Wait.
Yes.
I do have have done free shipping. That tent that I sold, remember that?
Yeah.
That tent I sold, that $1,000
$1,000 tent?
I did I did do free shipping on that, and I have like a challenge coin. You know those military
Mhm.
challenge coins.
Mhm.
I have one listed for like 300 and something, and I did put free shipping on that because it's only like 2 or 3 ounces.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
wouldn't cost much to ship
So-
back if you had to eat the shipping or something. So
Yeah.
Right. So
I think the few times
that's
we
the
have
only
done free
two things I
shipping.
can think of.
Yeah, we have done free shipping on little stuff like
Yep.
football cards or something where
Yeah.
it's an envelope. It's
Mhm.
it's eBay standard envelope to where it's
Oh,
even if
yeah.
we had to pay for shipping both ways, it's going to cost us 80 cents each way,
69 cents.
69 cents, whatever it is.
Yeah, we do that on our patches too.
Yeah.
So we picked up that whole lot of patches on
Mhm.
commons, and that's how I ship.
Yeah.
90% of those went standard envelope. So we just do free shipping, and then it's 69 cents to ship them. So
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Talking to some new eBay sellers that are thinking about it, I think one of the most intimidating parts of it is, how do you know what to put down? Like when you're estimating how much something's going to weigh or how big a box it is, are you pre-packing everything, or are you just taking a guess? And if so, like how do you do that and make sure you're accurate?
It just depends on what the item is. Like if it's something that I know is going to take a lot of packing material and a lot of extra weight, sometimes I will find the box for it and then measure the box and then put that in and then add, however many ounces I know that the packing material is going to be. But I don't do that on too much, unless it's big. Like I like to sell inflatables. I like to pre-pack those, and so I
We
know
do it
exactly, because I'll eat it if it goes to like Oregon and and the shipping was wrong.
and I say we do that with our blow molds that don't have boxes.
Yeah, I will just measure the stuff and add like 2 inches on each side, and then weigh that blank. And then I know how much the box weighs typically,
Yep.
the size box I would need. I think it's kind of like what you guys do, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing that we actually typically will pre-box up, like you were talking about, we had those gigantic. I don't know if we ever talked about those in the Discord, but those gigantic Godzilla figures that are like 40 inches long and
Yeah,
25
huge.
inches tall. They're massive.
Oh, wow.
And so we did pre-package those up so that we could do flat rate on those. Because then I just go into calculator and figure out, how much it is to ship to all four, well, technically five spots in the country to ship it.
Yeah.
And then just do an average of those. The other thing is like we bought a whole bunch of Schleich play sets.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So they weren't just the little figures. It was an entire play set. Like the one that I just recently sold was a crocodile rehab center or something like that. And so it had this big crocodile head. And so I prepackaged all of that up, boxed it up. Then I just put a piece of sticky tape on it that says this is what's in it, so that when we put it on our shelf to inventory it, all we have to do is go through and look at the tags.
So I would guess what we do, and you probably do the same, is you try to fudge the numbers up a little bit as far as weight and size, so you try and get into a safe area with your shipping for calculated.
Yeah. Yes and no. Yeah. It depends. Yeah. It depends. It's, it just depends on the item. Cause if I do calculated on like a TV that's heavy, I will typically, I'll box it up, but then I'll make the measurements in the listing a little bit smaller and then maybe shave off a pound or two, because if I ship it from Virginia and it goes to California, like they may pay, let's say $54 for shipping, but it really only cost me 21. So I don't really want them to have to pay an extra $30. So I just shave off some of that. But that's on heavy things that I typically see that. So
we've had that issue where we listed it and we do calculate it and I do the box measurements and all that, the weight. And I've had people reach out and say, can you do a better shipping rate on this? So I will go out and calculate it and tell them how much it is. But then I just refund them the difference after we ship it, because that's easier for me than to try and send an invoice or whatnot to them. So I don't like doing invoices on eBay.
Now we do also, when we do calculated shipping, we pass on part of our discount. So it's not the full retail calculated. We don't pass on the whole discount because we're paying fees on it. And we have boxes and packing material and everything else. But we do pass on a portion of it. And that seems to help a little bit.
Yeah. I haven't done that. I've been too nervous to venture into that, because I know that you guys do that.
Well, I know we haven't. I mean, we've only ever been bitten a few times on it.
By small amounts.
And a majority of those times that we do get hit with that, it's media mail, because they do the discount on media mail, but media mail doesn't give you a discount on it.
Right.
So
that's interesting. So what do you do? Just add a pound on your media mail now?
Oh, I never even thought about that. I should.
You could.
I should.
Yeah. Because it only, what does it jump up? Like 40, 50 cents?
Yeah,
each pound or something?
Yep.
And we can actually switch media mail to Ground Advantage a lot of times and save money anyway and get the tracking, because any more Ground Advantage is, half the time is cheaper than media mail. So
I agree. Totally.
So I don't know if you use shipping policies or not. We do use shipping policies, but the reason I ask is, do you offer multiple shipping options on your listings, or do you just give them the one shipping?
Just the one. Since they have gone to Ground Advantage, they got rid of the first class and went to Ground Advantage. I just do Ground Advantage now, because I don't typically sell heavy things. So I feel like Ground Advantage is the cheapest, Yeah,
we add priority and Ground Advantage to everything, because some people want it a little faster and they're willing to pay for it.
Yep.
And then on the heavy stuff, we offer Ground Advantage and UPS, because some people want it delivered via UPS.
And if it is big anyway, then a lot of times UPS beats out priority mail or Ground Advantage by a ways. Like one today was like, it was like $20 via UPS, but it was $90 via USPS Ground Advantage to ship it. So We give them on the big stuff. We give them those. We give them the options for those. For most of our stuff, we give them at least 2 options to ship.
And we just set those up.
Yeah,
in our
that's
policies.
true. Yeah,
Do you use
now that you think of
policies?
it, I don't. No, I do everything on my phone. I don't use the computer at all,
We use the
except
phone.
for
Policy. Once we set our policies up on the computer, you
They're
can
on
get
the
them
phone.
on your phone.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you guys use Apple or Android?
Both.
One of each.
Oh,
I have an
didn't
Android and
know.
Corey
I
has
didn't
an
know
Apple.
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
if you
I-
set them up,
Huh.
then they're available on whatever you list on.
Huh. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I just do sell similar and
But
do
if she
the-
only does one shipping option, then it doesn't matter. You wouldn't need policies.
Not necessarily.
Because if you're only
Yeah.
giving them one option, I mean, that's pointless to go in and do that when you can just choose that one option.
Yeah, I guess I do. Well, I will give options on bigger stuff. I'm trying to think of the
Yep.
things that I have listed that I know that I have like UPS down for, because obviously ground would be outrageous. Like
It's
long
insane.
things. Like
Yep.
I sold
Like
like a
golf
long
clubs?
like a lacrosse stick, or
Mhm.
well, it was a long lacrosse
Mm.
stick that went UPS too,
Yep.
and some other thing. So
Our
I
base-
guess I
our
do
base-
go in and kind of check it out, like which one's cheaper
Yep.
between USPS. But then I probably only give one option for that too. Like if UPS is cheaper, I probably just give them that.
Our bats and our golf clubs are automatically defaulted
Mhm.
to UPS.
Yep. Because
But
we do
they're-
the flat rate.
Yep, we do flat rate UPS, and that's the only option because we do what $11.99 for our golf clubs.
Yep.
And most of the time they're anywhere from $7 to $9 to ship them. But we have had some that have hit like 12, 13 before, depending on where it's shipping to.
Most of them we do pretty good on. There's very few that
Mm-mm.
go over
Really? Yeah, that's just because you live in the
in the middle.
We live in the boonies.
We're the center of the universe.
and
We're
the
in
Earth
the
is
what?
flat.
Correct. We're in the correct time zone. Is that what it is?
the normal time.
The normal time zone.
Oh my gosh, the normal time zone. That's why I told Corey, I was like, just tell me what time it is on the East Coast that I need to be there.
I know, because he
'Cause I
messaged
didn't
me and
wanna
he's
have to
like,
try
what
to
time
figure
is
it
it in
out.
Virginia right now? And I said, I have no clue. I have to Google it. What time is it in Virginia right now?
Yeah, we had to look it up. Speaking of times,
Yeah.
what do you typically do for lead times as far as your shipping? Are you like next business day? Or are you 3 days, 5 days?
Next day. That's the
Next
best. That's the
Do you-
best thing for your store, right?
Yep. Do you ship 5 days a week, 6 days a week?
I ship Monday through Friday. I don't ship on
Okay.
Saturday.
Yep, that's
That's
what
what
we
we
do
do.
too. I don't want to get up, and our
Mhm.
post office is only open for like an hour on Saturday. So I'm not getting up
Oh.
to be in there by 10 o'clock and have everything packed. So
This time of year, especially for Christmas and the holidays, I think you're killing yourself if you don't have one business day. You almost have to.
I agree. Totally.
you
Because
get all the Christmas
there's
shoppers
no
and
way.
they don't want to wait on their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Or they take 4 days to pay and then they want you to mail it out immediately.
Yep.
That happened like 2 weeks ago. I think, or last week. I don't know. Yes, it did.
I'm waiting to pay now.
I don't have a whole lot
Hardly
that
ever.
wait to pay. I think it must have actually kicked in because we don't have it set. We have it set up for immediate payment.
Mhm.
And so
Insane.
I think it blocks anybody anymore that doesn't
I don't
have
know. We
immediate
haven't,
payment set up.
we haven't had one in a long while
Mm-mm.
now that didn't pay immediately.
Well, part of it though too is
Really?
even if they don't pay, you don't see it. Like they do that whole new thing with eBay where if somebody makes an offer and you accept an offer, it still stays out there in the eBay universe for somebody else to buy
Yeah.
in case they don't pay. It's first to pay, not
Yeah,
first to offer.
yeah, that happened last week. I just talked about this with Mo on the Flippin' Fantastic, and I had somebody sent an offer, and I accepted it, and they didn't pay, and they didn't pay for 2 days. So I was just like, oh, I'm just going to let it ride out, and then it sold
Mhm.
full price to somebody else. I
Nice.
even checked the username to make sure, and I was waiting to get like a message from that person, saying, oh, where's my item? I was trying to pay and it's gone. Nothing. I haven't heard from them. So
That
don't
would
know.
have been where I would have pulled
Interesting.
out my RBR, my resting bitch response. and said, "You snooze, you lose."
Yeah,
She would've
basically.
too.
Yeah, I guess so. I would have done the same thing.
All right. So supplies. And this one is so
Mm-hmm.
arbitrary because it really depends on what you sell. But what kind of supplies do you typically keep on hand, and what kind of supplies do you buy as you need them?
Obviously I keep tape on hand and poly bags, like the plain ones for clothing. I keep those. I keep
Yeah, the
like
gray ones or whatever.
yeah, I buy them by the 1,000. So
So did I
yeah,
last time,
I'm
and I
pretty
still
good.
have half a box left.
Yeah. I buy clear poly bags, like a 10 by 13 clear poly bag, because I put everything in poly bags. Like if it'll
Yep.
fit, I will put it and store it in the poly bag. And then I
Yep.
keep, oh, go ahead.
In response to your poly bags, do you ship them in your poly bags, or do you take them out and reuse your poly bag?
No, I ship them in the poly bag. So I give them a clear bag and just
Oh,
because
Amy.
I think it helps with the like presentation of it,
I
and
think
I'm
so.
only paying 2 cents, like maybe even less than 2 cents because I buy them by the 1,000. But I put the clothes in it because what if the exterior gray bag gets like ripped
Rip.
and there's like clothing in there and it gets
That's what
ruined
I
or
always say
wet in
too.
the
See,
rain?
I'm one that a lot of times I will double bag, like with my jeans especially. Our poly bags are way cheaper than my baggies that we use to store our clothes in. So I will
Mhm.
actually just double bag it. I'll do it in one and then I drop it into a second poly bag, the shipping poly bags, just because I don't want to give up my clear bags.
Well, she's using like full on Ziploc
I am. I
bags.
do
Like they're
use
not
Ziploc
cheap.
bags.
So, and they're all numbered. So
You're
we
using
reuse them and put them back in the SKU system.
Well, how come you don't buy clear poly bags?
They are. No,
With
they
the
are.
zips.
They are clear poly bags.
The
But they're
Ziploc
Oh, I thought they
my
were
ones that I have that I use for clothing. A lot of those are clear. They're thicker. Like they're not like the cellophane or whatever bags that people flip over and sticky stuff them together. No, mine are full on Ziploc bag type clear poly bags.
Oh, they're not Ziploc though.
No, they're not
Like that,
Ziploc.
I thought
I
that's
do.
what you
I
guys-
do use Ziploc bags for
Oh.
some of my other stuff, but for my clothing, I don't.
okay,
I typically use the clear poly, the clear plastic bags, whatever you want to call them, that zip shut.
Got it. I was like, Teresa, you can't be using Ziplocs. That's expensive.
I use them for
Hashtag
my
not sponsored.
storage. My storage.
But
I
you
go to
use
our
them.
dollar store,
Okay.
our local dollar store, and I buy the cheap gallon size and quart size Ziploc baggies, and I use those to store. Like if I
Yeah.
have to put a whole bunch of stuff together, or like my doll clothes, when I do those ones, they're just little bags that I just put all my doll clothes in and stick them in my tote and whatever. So
And then we number the bags.
Yeah.
So
Where do you guys get your like I carry like 8 by 8 by 8, 6 by 6 by 6, 10 by 8 by 6, and I get the UPS security boxes. But where do you guys get your big boxes?
we get them at two different
Big
places.
boxes.
So a majority of our boxes we buy from Granger.
Yep.
And we get a big enough order together that the shipping, once it's calculated in, it doesn't add a whole lot per box. We could go pick them up from the Granger that's in the town that we source in, but that's never been a fun experience.
I mean, when we order boxes, it's almost a pallet. Like we order a lot at one time.
And then like our big boxes for big stuff that we have to ship, we'll either save them from when we order our boxes from Granger because they send us boxes full of boxes. Or we do buy the Walmart medium and large boxes.
Yep.
And we use those to ship anything gigantic in. Because they're like a box.
Gotcha.
I was going to say, that's like a hidden source because the medium and large box at Walmart are huge boxes that you get cut down for just about anything. And they're like $1 a box.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't make sense for us to haul or to order that from anybody just for shipping weight alone.
No, and I think last time I ordered them, they were free shipping to us.
Yep.
Oh, you ordered them from Walmart and then they shipped them? Oh, okay.
Yep. You could go into Walmart and they carry them too, but I just went on, I have the Walmart app and I just went in and ordered 2 cases of 25 each.
Yep.
and had them shipped to the
Wow.
house.
They
So
Well,
dropped them right on the porch.
If I ordered all of those shipping supplies, I would have to build an addition onto my house. I don't have room
you
for
just
all
need to
that
find a bigger
stuff.
house.
Tell Matt to get busy.
We are.
So with your shipping, when do you deviate from the norm? And in terms of like, are there times when you'll ship instead of through eBay, you'll ship through like Pirate Ship? And if so, what are those times?
I do. I used Pirate Ship today because for some reason I listed a Haynes manual. And for some reason, when I went to ship it today, it wouldn't allow me to pick media mail. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So I went to Pirate Ship and then did media mail. So
Gotcha.
I don't know why it didn't let me pick media mail, but I
It might have
also
just
do
been
it
a
when
bad category.
Yeah.
maybe that's what I think too. Because I did a sell similar and just went with it, And then
We've
I
had
did a
that
flat
before.
rate. I think I did a flat rate. But what else? Oh, I will also do Pirate Ship if I goof up somehow in like, oh wow, the shipping's like really tight, and then I'll just go to Pirate Ship and then put it in a bag and do that thing and save money that
the
way.
box in a bag.
I will.
Nothing wrong with that.
You guys do it too.
I
mean, if
will.
it's-
Scout's honor, I have never done a box in a bag.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
We haven't really
Wow.
had a situation where we needed to.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if it got us out of a jam, we're not saying we wouldn't do it. We've just never had. We've never had
Ooh,
to.
we could have done that with our blow mold that we canceled for.
It would have had to
get
been
in a bag.
Yeah, we would have had to find like a parachute bag to fit that thing in. It was too
Oh
big.
my gosh. There's no way. You should have just kicked it to Minnesota. You would have been good.
We could have drove it there.
I could have drove it there.
Way
Yeah.
cheaper. Yeah.
So one of the times that I will, like recently I did it, that I went to Pirate Ship to do something because I got a vintage 1950 Stetson cowboy hat from Proxy Bid.
Okay.
And it's like I think I sold it for $225.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wow.
I don't, how do I say this without being wrong, without being yelled at by everybody? I don't necessarily like the insurance policy or the way eBay handles their insurance and stuff. So everybody has said, for the higher price items or the stuff that, you're worried about, go to Pirate Ship and choose the insurance through them because Pirate Ship will stand behind you when you ship it.
Yeah.
The big stuff like that and the higher dollar stuff, I will go on to Pirate Ship and I'll purchase the insurance through there and ship through there, just in the rare chance that something happens and I have to go through insurance.
Like we've shipped like $1,800 worth of football cards in one shipment before, and something like that we would probably move to Pirate Ship and get signature required and Pirate Ship, if anything went wrong, Pirate Ship is just so much more likely to work with you than having to go through the eBay process. So for really expensive stuff, we tend to lean on Pirate.
They were, because we had one item that I shipped through Pirate Ship that we got overcharged, or not overcharged. They came back and charged us additional money from USPS or UPS or something. And I just went in and disputed it with Pirate Ship. And within 3 days, I had the money back to me because they're like, yeah, I agree. Because they said we sent it priority. And I'm like, I don't use priority boxes.
They said we sent in a priority box, but we don't even have priority boxes around hardly anymore. We ship everything in a brown box. Mm-hmm. So we were like, there's no way. We didn't ship that in a priority box.
The only priority boxes we keep are the shoe boxes because those are so convenient for like some of the gigantic 12-inch shoes that I picked up, size 12 shoes. They work perfect for shipping those in it. And I'll upgrade them to priority just so I can use those boxes.
I did that today. I used a priority shoe box. And I was like, I'll just, eat the whatever the difference was.
I'll pay the extra $1 not to have to search for a box.
You didn't wrap it in like paper and then just ship it in a priority box and say you shipped it regular mail?
No. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
I don't either.
Oh, but I would have that tent, that $1,000 tent. I was gonna ship it through Pirate Ship until I saw that it was international. So I wasn't worried about. I wasn't worried about
just
it.
got to get to Chicago then.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll just
Chicago.
ship it.
Ours,
through
where
eBay.
do you ship to? Not Chicago.
Illinois somewhere.
Illinois somewhere. Is that where your international ships to?
Yeah, it is now.
Okay.
Yep.
I know ours used to be like Kentucky back in the day.
Yep.
Same, like Granger or something. Yeah.
Now it's easy because it's literally just like they're up in the Midwest with us, so it gets there really quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question, I guess, that I have wrote down is branding. Do you do anything extra in your shipping? Do you put stickers or thank yous or anything to try to brand or set yourself apart in your actual packages before you send them?
No, not anymore. I used to. Like when I first started, I still have like the postcards that have like thanks for supporting small business, all that stuff. But I think it got burned like a couple times because it also says like please reach out or like please leave 5 stars but please reach out before leaving negative or neutral, something like that.
Yep.
And I think people took a couple people, I can think of 2 that like took advantage of it, and they were like, oh, I'm just reaching out because your thing says if I'm not happy with something, so basically they're like fishing for a refund on something. And I stopped putting them in there because, but this was, a couple of years ago. So I stopped doing it. I don't know unless it's a high end item, I'll do it.
I can say, I don't know if we ask for reviews on ours. We ask you to leave us a review. Mm-hmm. And we also ask that you follow our store. But we've had people leave comments on the products before that have said, like one recently, she's like, I didn't know you guys had a YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna tune in and watch it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
We have gotten a lot of followers from the stickers and the thank yous we put in there. We get a lot of comments about the stickers and thank yous in the reviews, but we very specifically ask for a review and follow our store. And I know like our store has more followers than people I know that have been selling on eBay for like 15 years. And if we stop putting the cards in, you stop getting store followers almost immediately. You can see it happen. Like our followers just keep going up every week. But if we skip a week and don't put cards or stickers in, your follower count just stagnates. It goes nowhere.
Hold on. I'm creeping on Amy's.
Look at my
Amy, you have 349 followers on your eBay store.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's good or bad or
it's more than one.
It's 349 better than bad. I'm not sure.
What do you guys have? Like 5,000?
No, I thought it was like 1,200 or something.
I think we have 1,100. We have 1,200.
Yep.
So do you get a lot of repeat people?
Mm-hmm.
A ton. We had 100
that are not viewers of the channel.
Yeah, we don't get very many viewer sales at all. Yeah, we did for a while, but then they quit.
I think we've had 10 viewer sales ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we have 126 repeat buyers this year so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Interesting.
I think that's directly because of those cards. I mean, we actually ask them to come back and buy more from our store. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things you don't get it if you don't ask.
Do you send out the coupons like after a sale? Like, a couple days later, hey, come back and get 20%. No?
Nope. So what we do is on our thank yous, we kind of messed up this year. I don't have one in here.
I don't have one in here.
But we kind of messed up this year because I didn't think about it. And I just created a coupon code thinking, it's just unique to our store, but they're not. They're unique across all of eBay. And so on our thank you note, we have, please come back and use this code for an additional 10% off whatever your next purchase. And then it has the code, and I had to go in and hand right behind it 24 so that it was for this year.
Code, yeah.
But to this date, I don't think we've ever had anybody use it.
No, they don't even use the code, but they are coming back and shopping. So our thank you cards basically give them a thank you. They say, please make sure to leave us a review if you're happy with your product. And it says, and follow our store on eBay, so you don't miss out on any good deals. And here's a coupon code if you would like to come back and get, 10% off? 10% off your next purchase. And if you're not going to use it, feel free to give that code to a friend. And I think having that and asking for those things, we seem to be getting them.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are doing what it says to do. And
So,
when we weren't asking for them, they weren't doing anything.
so speaking of reviews, have
Okay.
you had anybody, I know it's kind of off the shipping topic, but have you had anybody when they've left you your review given you pictures of the item once they got it?
Yeah, she has. She had some with dogs. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
right.
had some, yeah, it had nothing to do with whatever. I think they bought some clothing item and they sent me a picture of their dog. So I sent them back a picture of my dog and I said, I'm glad you like your item.
So we had one,
But
gosh, I don't remember when it was. Oh, we had two. So I sold recently a Minnesota Vikings like fleece outfit that's for like a Build-A-Bear,
Mhm.
but I think it was homemade. And the lady sent me back a
Okay.
picture of her bear in the little
Okay.
Vikings outfit. And the other one that I really liked was there was a lady that bought a Barbie doll from me, a Brat. She bought a Bratz from me. And she
Okay.
took it and
Reconditioned
it and put the old picture of the Brat and then put her new picture of the Brat right next to it and sent that and added that to her review. And it was so cool.
She did a Bratz makeover.
Oh my gosh, I sold some Barbie earrings. It was from like, I don't know, totally 80s Barbie. I don't know. It was pink. They're pink triangles or something.
Yeah.
And
I know the
I sold them
earrings.
to this.
How bad is that?
Yeah, that is crazy. So I sold them to this lady and then like she got them and probably like a week went by and she messaged me and said, oh, it just sent me a picture of this Barbie doll with like long hair and this outfit and all this stuff. And she was like, oh, this is what I did with it. If you ever come across any other, of these Barbie things, let me know. And she was like messaging me back and forth for a couple days about these Barbies and it was funny.
Nice.
But she
See,
didn't do
that
it
would have been
in the review.
that would have been a great
That would have been what?
opportunity to say follow my store and see
True.
if I add anything else.
Or you could just
That's
ask
true.
for
I'm gonna
dog
have to-
pictures. I mean, just put your thank you card in there that says, please send me a picture of your pet. And spay or
Yes,
neuter.
that's true.
Add
Spare-
spay or neuter your
I think that answers a lot of the questions for
Mhm.
people that are scared to get into eBay because of shipping. Hopefully. I can't think of any more that would, like, it's really not that complicated. I think you just have to jump in.
You do. Because my sister
Yeah.
was scared when she first got into it because she sells all glass. And so she's like, I'm so scared to ship all this stuff. And now she's like,
Yeah.
she pre-boxed everything up when she first started. And now she's like, no, I kind of get the gist of it. So now she stores it and she just packages it up when it sells so that it doesn't take up as much.
That's what I do. That's what I tell people too, is to pre-box, and then you can't go wrong if you pre-box it.
No.
And you only have to pre-box for a little while before you're comfortable saying, I know this is going to go in a 4x6x8.
Yeah,
Like you'll get that
I agree.
pretty quick.
Unless they're like Corey, who he has to package all of our big stuff. And then he whines and complains as he ships that, oh, I got to create a custom box for this.
If we sell 9 things, 8 of them have to be customized. Like we never have the right box. We have every box.
Yeah. I can tell when you do your Monday shipping. I can tell when I look down the line and I'm like, custom. I'm like, God, that must take you guys forever to ship.
And that line is like a progression of anger. Like I just get madder and madder as that line grows.
Because yeah, like our
I bet.
boxes, we have 4x4x4, 8x6x4, 7x7x7, 8x8x8, 9x9x9, 9x9x4, 10x10x6, 10x10x10,
10x14x6.
and then 4x4x48 and 6x6x48.
We have so many boxes, but you can still never.
Nope.
Like, you have to customize it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like 6 inches too big on one end, and it's costing you a bundle. I will say the air bubble machine saves us so much time because if I could just wrap it in air bubble and stick it in a slightly oversized box, those air bubbles, it's got like a 2-inch cushion on every side and it weighs nothing. So just the weight savings, like I can't imagine packing without that thing.
Do you use primarily packing paper? I know this is still shipping related, just so you know. Packing paper or bubble wrap when you pack your stuff?
I only use, I use probably 90% of the time packing paper.
Okay.
So I do use bubble wrap on like like dishes and stuff like that. When I'm like shipping dishes, like I'll put the bubble wrap in between each dish and stuff like that.
Yep.
But you know what I really love that I just started using probably like a year ago? It's the stretch wrap. The like the
Oh,
I don't know
shrink
how
wrap?
tall mine is. Mine's probably like shrink wrap. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We
like
have
6
one that's like
6 inches.
I
this big.
love it.
Yep.
I just used it. I went through
I
and
love
drafted in all of my Tupperware the other day. So I currently have no Tupperware outstanding in my entire shop. And I have
Wow.
like the salt and pepper shakers, and I'd put them together, and then I just shrink wrapped around them and threw them in my tote so that I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll almost always bubble wrap it. Even if it's like a Department 56 that's already in styrofoam in a box, I'll still bubble wrap that. And then I'll put it in the box and I'll surround it all the way, all 4 sides with the air bubble machines that are like 2 inches thick.
Okay.
And then throw the stickers in and close it up.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit unrecord. Don't record.
Unrecord.
End
End
recording.
record.
I'm going to hit one of them buttons.